Hi everybody, I'm Joey and I'm here with a really cute Easter Bunny card and some ideas on how to give your stamped images a little more depth and add a little more interest to them. So first I'm looking down at my iPad here so I can see what you're seeing. It takes a moment for Facebook to bring it up and also for them to let me know that you're watching. Some of you are watching. So hang on a second and let me get same thing with my laptop here, because my laptop is where I see your comments. So otherwise I can't see your comments, and I don't have a way to know if you're asking questions or need some help with something. So there, we got that going. So say hi when you come on. Let me know where you're from and how your day's going today. I'm just getting my iPad put into, I know I'm really close to the camera, getting into the holder on my camera stand so that it gives me just a little bit more desk space to work with. Alrighty, that's great. Hi Bonnie. Snowing tonight. It's supposed to snow here too. It's supposed to snow all night. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I hope it doesn't, but it's supposed to. Okay. Well, I think we're ready. I'm gonna go ahead and point the camera down, and when I'll show you some cards my team members made and some fun things while people are watching. So let me go ahead and click on the camera, a little icon here that will all go upside down, and you'll be right side up. There we go. Hopefully that'll be about right. Sometimes it takes a few seconds for the camera to catch up with for Facebook Live to kind of catch up with the video that I'm watching, so that I can get you straightened around. There we go. So while people are still finding us, oh, thank you, Diane. Thanks for sharing. I really appreciate it. While people are getting on, I'll show you these are the cards we made for my team make and takes last night. We had my team meeting, so we did use the new Waves of the Ocean bundle, which is a suite that is brand new to the new annual catalog. Oh, these are my swap cards, so let me find my other two make and take cards. And I just wanted to alert you to the fact that the designer series paper that goes with these and the gems, I don't have my pack of gems because, oh, maybe I do. Hang on. The gems and the foil paper. I know one of the girls, this is my teammate Bonnie. Hi, Kay, that just came on. She made this card with the foil paper. So this is the darker blue foil and then the kind of pool party color, and then she added the supple shimmer paper, the lighter one of those two that comes in a group of two, and then she put 3 jewels on hers. This kind of shows you all the products. This shows you an idea of the DSP. But the paper, the gems, the foil, and the DSP are all on limited supplies. So when they sell out, they sell out. They're not going to continue into the new catalog. So if you're interested in those, you want to order those very soon, just to make sure you don't miss out on anything. Okay, and the dies and the stamps are actually going to be they will carry over into the new annual catalog, but not any of the accessories that go with it. So this is another one of my team cards. I don't know if you can see this. This is shiny. The waves are kind of shiny. And I think the way she did that was to first dip her or stamp her ink sorry, let me start this over, is to ink her stamp with Versamark, and then probably it looks like this is Coastal Cabana, and then put it in her Coastal Cabana ink, and that would be clear embossing powder. So I don't know how much you can see that, but then she used the beautiful paper in the background. Do you have any more ocean cards? I don't know if we have any more ocean cards. The rest of these are just their swap cards from last night. I don't think I have all of them here, but I'll show you the ones I have here. This one was by Sam Jennings, and she used the little gems that have the water droplets out of the watering can. I thought that was really special. Hi Kay, thank you. And this one is, of course, our little ladybug. And this is an easel card. Can you tell how that goes? So this little ladybug on the inside holds up the easel on the outside. I thought that was really, really cute. And there's Wink of Stella on the leaf there. And then one more bunny card. I know I have some more cards, but I guess I must have somehow I separated my file. Sorry, things are dropping all over the place. But this little bunny card has little flowers and the little chick too, and that one. So those are some ideas for you. Okay, I think we're actually ready to get started. I am going to, I already showed you, I'm going to use this bunny card tonight. I'm also, for this bunny stamps, and I'm also going to use, well, it's called Easter Friends, because there's a duck and a chick, so, and it has some really nice sentiments in it too. I'm also going to use this stamp from Flowing Flowers, so just so you know what I'm using. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out, I'm going to die cut some little tiny flowers. So this, okay, I know I should have looked this up. Let me look it up really quickly here. I want to say stitch flowers, but that's not what it's called, because that's just not what it's called. That's what I think of it as, because all the flowers are stitched, and the leaves as well. Let me find this. Well, where is it? If I can't find it, I'll put it in the description. Always when I'm on Facebook Live, I get in a hurry and then I can't find things. I'm just briefly going through here. What are these called? I don't have them marked on my little magnetic holder like I really should. But let me see. Pierced blooms is not, yeah, so not stitched flowers, but pierced blooms. So this little die cuts out 3 flowers. So we're going to cut out 3 at one time. We're going to use the mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. This little guy is on sale this month only for 20% off. So if you don't have this yet, it's a perfect time to get it. It is, it's so handy. I just keep mine on my desk. Now I'll show you a little something too, a hint. So it comes with these 3 plates. There's a white plate, a light gray plate, and a dark gray plate. This is for die cutting. This one is for standard embossing folders. This one is for 3D embossing folders. And then of course you have your 2 acrylic plates for cutting. However, this is a normal sandwich for die cutting. And it does die cut well with this, but I actually found it to work actually a little bit better to use my gray plate first, and then one of my acrylic plates, and then my other acrylic plate. So, and then I've also been putting it on the, oh, I never think of the name of this little machine. Matte, silicone matte. I don't know why that is so hard for me to think of. So we're going to cut out some little flowers with this. But anyway, it's smaller, it's lighter. It does fold up like this, so if you need to tote it someplace to a scrap retreat or a weekend of crafting away from home, you can just fold it up and get it in your bag and not have to take your bigger machine if you have the bigger machine. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and poke out these little flowers. These are fresh freesia is the color I'm using. So I'm going to just poke those out. So Bonnie said it's snowing in Colorado. What's the weather doing in the rest of your parts of the country? So Kay, what's happening in North Carolina? Diane, what's going on in your part of the woods? Who else is tuned in here? I haven't even had I haven't watched television all day. I haven't listened to the radio. I don't know what's going on anywhere. So then I'm going to, I'm going to show you what I did here. I got all kinds of things coming out here. We're going to make a bunny. But I want to show you what I did for this guy. I'm going to grab just a scrap paper, and then we're just going to use crumb cake ink. Let me grab that. I cleaned up my desk today. That was my first mistake. Now I can't find anything. Okay, cold and windy in South Dakota. Yeah, we're cold too. We were really windy yesterday. I'm not hearing the wind tonight, but it is probably going to pick up. Okay, so there's our bunny and crumb cake. And then what I did with this guy, I used our brushes to add a little bit more color to him or her. I'm not sure what, but I didn't want his eyes to be colored. I didn't want his eyes to be dark because there's so much detail. His beautiful little eyes, I just wanted those to really show. So what I'm going to do for that is take my stamp, and we're going to stamp on just a Post-it note, and all I need really is the top. And I'm going to be sure to stamp it where it's sticky. So I'm going to go up here where I have the adhesive on here. There we go. Okay, then I'm going to just cut a mask out. Actually, both of his little eyes. So I'm going to cut those out. Now, when you cut a mask, when you're going to use a paper for masking, you want to cut pretty close. I don't know if you can see that. I'll hold it up. Very, very close to the line where you want very close to the image line. Trying to hold this in the camera where you can see it, but then I can't see it very well to cut it. So let me cut this part off. All I really need to mask are his eyes, because the rest of him can get a little bit more color on him. Going to get this going here around his little face like so. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here to cover his eye. And I don't kind of like the way this is going up here. I'm going to round that off just a little bit because I had a point there and I don't want to point on it. Okay, so now I'm going to do his other little eye. And I'm just going to cut right around. I know with this light yellow on. And I should have stamped him in a darker color so you could see better what I'm doing. I'm trying to hold it up where you can see, but I'm not sure you can still see very well. But you get the idea of what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to round his little eyes like this. Like that. And then we're gonna put this over this little bunny like here. Like so. Okay, so then I'm gonna just take my brush and my ink pad again. Got our little flowers. We want to keep track of those flowers. Hi, Jacqueline. I'm gonna just tap here, and then I'm gonna grab a piece of scrap paper so I don't make a mess that you have to look at the whole rest of the video. I'm just going to tap it off. So I'm gonna rub it here and tap it off. And then I'm just gonna go around the outside of my bunny. So I'm gonna start outside of him and go towards him so that I don't get a big blob of ink where I don't want it. So I'm gonna just go around the edge of him. And this is just to add a little bit of depth and shading to this little bunny because he is really, really white down through his center. And it's a little too white, I feel like, for the card we're making. So I wanted him to have just a little bit more color. So I'm just going around the outside. The detail, the artwork on this little bunny is so detailed that I didn't want to color him because then you lose all the detail that the artist did such a beautiful job on. But again, I'm always starting off of the bunny and coming into it with my circles so that I don't get a big blob of color. I just want to add a little dimension is all. Okay, I don't want to, I need a little bit more along here. And I'm not going to really try to get through his mid-center. I like the shading that the artist has already done. So I'm going to just kind of leave that. Okay, so you get the idea. You could do more if you wanted to, but then we're going to go ahead and cut this guy out. And actually I have one cut out so it won't be, you don't have to sit here and watch me cut out. So this one I used a green mask for. And then when you lift the mask off, then you can see that his little eyes stayed white around where the sponging is. Wait a minute, this might be vanilla. No, this is white, so we're good. I thought for a minute I had given us a vanilla bunny, and I thought, well, we can't have that. Okay, the other thing I did to add a little more interest and depth and background is I took the Fresh Frisia ink, which no, I'm not seeing it. Let me see if I put that away. No. Here we go. So the Fresh Frisia ink. This is just a rectangle. It's about 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. This is the Stitch So Sweetly dies. And I'm going to, this is that flowing flower stamp. And I'm going to do Fresh Frisia here. And then I'm going to do Fresh Frisia. Again, I'm turning my stamp. These kind of go up, and these are, I'm going to have these kind of go down. Like so. Kind of in the middle, not exactly in the middle. It doesn't really matter. We don't have to worry too much about that part. Then I'm going to grab my purple brush. I keep my brushes in color families. Like I have all the purple. I only use purple on one brush, but not a specific color of purple, just all the purples. And I do that the same with like red colors, the same with like green colors. I have designated brushes for general colors, but not individual colors. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start in the middle and work out like this. So I'm going to tap off, start in the middle and work out like so. Tap on my ink pad, tap on my scrap paper, start in the middle and work out. So I'm working towards the bottom here. Tap here and then tap and then up like so. Again, tap, tap, tap. Okay, and now I don't know how much you can see. It looks like not very much on camera. So if I hold it closer, maybe you can see the shading in purple. Not really. I can see on my, you can't really see it. So let me do a little bit more, just so on camera you can see it better. So this will be a little bit darker than my original, but that's okay. I want you to be able to see it, because if you can't see it, there's no point in using video. Making a little bit darker. Still can't hardly see it on the camera. I'll keep going. Still working out from the middle, adding some shading. There we go. Going back like so. Continuing to work it down like so. Okay, there we go. Then I think we're going to, I've got to look at my sample here. Going to go ahead and let's get our card base ready. We have a little bit more to do to that, but let's go ahead and get this going. So this is crumb cake. It's 5.5 by 8.5. It's scored at 4 1/4. Then I'm going to, let's build it this way. So this is a strip of pansy petal pansy, DSP, and for my other cards I made it 2 inches, but I don't think this strip is quite 2 inches. This one is 1 3/4, which will work fine for our purposes of me showing you this technique tonight and making this particular card. You could do 1 3/4, you could do 2 inches. And I'll go ahead and, let's see, I think I put this all the way to the edge like this on this card, particular one. So that's good, got that down. Then let's go ahead and get this down. Make sure my card's opening the right way. Have you ever made a card and you got done and you had the fold on the wrong side? I haven't done it for a long time, but I've definitely done it before. So we'll get this guy down. We're going to grab this panel and we're going to take a little bit of twine. I'm not seeing comments. I don't know if you're just not commenting, or sometimes with Facebook lately it's been that people are commenting but the comments don't come through, and then a whole bunch of them comes through at one time. So if you're asking questions or you're saying hello and I'm not answering you back, it's because I'm not seeing it. Usually on my laptop I can see it. Let me swipe my iPad and see if I can see any. Nope, I can't see any there either. Whoops. Gosh, I don't know what's going on. I'm having trouble here with my electronics. So I'm going to take some linen thread and I'm going to put a little helper. If you know how you use somebody to usually help you when you're trying to tie a bow, to hold their finger in the middle. So this is kind of that same thing, only not a person. This is just a mini glue dot. So I'm going to wrap this around like so. Coming there. Oh, thanks, Jackie. Hi, Christy. No problem. That's good. I'm glad you're here. If you're paper crafting, that's the best thing anyway. Okay, so I'm coming around here with my twine, and then I'm going to go ahead and can you see the mini glue dot there? I'm just having the mini glue dot hold my twine down, and then I'm coming over here to tie it in a bow like so. I'm going to bring my knot over by that mini glue dot. I don't think you can probably see that on the camera, but I'm coming. There's my mini glue dot, and I'm sticking this down so that it'll hold my twine, and that's easier to tie the bow. Whoops. My nails, I need to get my nails cut. They're too long, and I couldn't get there today. Too many things. Getting ready for a big bingo event and card party on Friday. So I was finishing prepping packets today, and getting everybody's little goodie bags ready with their names on them, and there's cute little tags. I'll post those after bingo. I want them to be a surprise when they come in. We're doing it both online and in person, so I don't want to give away my surprise. So I'm not going to show you right now, but I will post it after the event because they're really cute. I think I'm really excited for them to see their goodie bags and their gifts. Okay, looks like I am out of dimensionals. Oh my gosh. I just got a new box out. Let's see. Or I mean back. Oh, here we go. I knew I had a new sheet that I had just opened. But let's go ahead and get our bunny down here. And take these little backings off. And then we'll put him in this little bed of flowers down. Oh, I know one thing I forgot to do. So I better do that. I forgot to put the Happy Easter on, which we can't have that. So let me get out. I'm going to grab soft suede because I want this greeting to be a little bit darker than the bunny, just so the greeting stands out a little bit. So, you know, let's hope I don't make a mistake on this, since I should have done this first before I did all my blending, brushing, and adding depth and dimension with our sponging. Okay, so let's hope I don't mess this up. Happy Easter. Ah, good. You must have been praying for me. I got a blessing out of that. I was a little bit afraid. I try not to ever leave the greeting till last because I hate making a whole card and then having the greeting messed up. Okay, so there's a little bunny in the bed of fresh freesia flowers. Then I'll show you what I did to put the little flower in his hands, because to me he looks like he needs to be holding something. So I took this punch, I think it's called the greenery punch, and I punched some. You can see I've been making some of these today. So I punched out the little flower bud part of it. Then I just did a little surgery with my scissors and I cut out. This looks like it's all crooked and a mess again. I'm just gonna trim evenly with the stem this little guy off, and then this one too. Okay. Like so. Okay. Then it looks like I've got still a little bit of a bump here on the stem that kind of sticks out where that leaf was. So I'm going to go back in here and kind of trim that up just a little bit. Okay, we'll call that good. Then this is going to go here in his hands, but I want a flower on there, not that green bud. So I'm going to take a mini glue dot and peel it back here, and then we'll go on here. Yeah, Christy, I did do, hi Shirley, I did do all the masking already. Christy, I just masked his eyes. I just took these little places here and I went over his eyes like this. That's all the masking I did in order to just keep his eyes nice and bright and white. Then that's what I did. I do have another card I'm going to show you at the end that I didn't finish because I was thinking of a different way to do it, but it's another way of masking, so I want to show that at the end. And I didn't have time to finish working on it today as I was working on my bingo stuff, but I want to finish it. So I don't know if I'll finish it on a Facebook Live or if I will just post it on my Create with Joey page and my Create with Joey Stampers group. If you're not a member of my Create with Joey Stampers group, that is my, have I got it on here anywhere? No. That is my creative community. So if you aren't a member of that, I do post a little bit more on that, and Facebook actually shows it a little bit more to people. So I'd love to have you be part of our group, and you can post your things there too. I'm going to take just a little tiny bit of glue, if it'll come out. Okay, so just little teeny dots of glue, like so. Then I'm going to take my tool here and put this in the bunny's hands, kind of like this. So it looks like he's holding that little flower, like so. Then I'm going to take a gem. I'm going to use the In Color gems, and I'm not going to use a fresh freesia gem. I'm going to choose, I think I'm going to use Pale Papaya actually, just for a little bit of contrast. And a lot of times flower centers are yellow, so can you see that? And maybe we'll actually put a couple more gems on here. Yeah, I think that's actually kind of pretty. Or should we do purple gems? Oh, that's kind of good. Maybe we'll do a green one too and just mix the whole thing up. Should I do dark green? I don't know about dark green. I think that's too dark. Let's try this soft succulent one down here. No, I don't like the green. It doesn't go, it's too blue for this card. And that might be enough, just those two little gems in the corner right there. And the one on the flower, we might feel like that's enough. So we get this going here. Let me find my dimensionals again. They keep disappearing. Once I get going on Facebook Live, I never can find anything because I put things, I'm not thinking about where I'm putting something when I put it down, because I'm trying to just get her done. Oh, thank you, Diane. He is such a cute bunny. The artwork is just so precious. That's why I'm finding him hard to color, unless I might get out my water painter. That might work better, because I don't want to color up. I tried the blends and that covers up the beautiful lines of the artistry. So we've got that, and then let's do an inside for this card. I need to get back in my sending warm and happy wishes this spring. I think I'll do that one for the inside greeting. Haven't used this one yet. So I'll grab this. And this one. I do have a whole, for my retreat coming up, my spring retreat, they're making 6 cards with, they're treat packages with this little guy. So I'm excited. I think they're going to really enjoy that. Let's grab just a piece of Whisper White. This is, I'm going to always call this Whisper White. It is basic white. And let's go ahead and use the crumb cake for this. No, let's use the soft suede. Whoops, and I stick my hand in it. Hang on, I got to wash off my hand. Anybody ever done this before? Stuck your whole finger or thumb in your ink pad? Oh, never a dull moment. Hi, Sam. I'm making my swap card from last night. Sam's on my team, and hers was the water can card I showed you earlier with the little raindrops, the little water drops coming out of the water can. That card was hers. Okay, so let me grab again. Let's try this again and see if I can keep. I push this in with the heel of my hand because this is a fairly new ink pad. And if I go like this with my fingers, then sometimes I for sure get all my fingers in, because when it's stiff like that, it's just a little bit harder to push in. And then if you're not paying attention, you can put your whole finger in it, or your whole hand, or your whole thumb, like I just did. So we're gonna do sending warm and happy wishes this spring. I think that's straight. We'll see. Yeah, pretty straight. And then I'm going to go back to my little trio of flowers from the Flowing Flowers set, and I'm gonna grab. Oh, you just got home from job number 2? I know you're busy, Sam. You've got 2 full-time jobs at home, then your paid full-time job, and then your other part-time job. Happy wishes this spring? I don't know. I think we need more than that. By itself, I'm not really loving it, so let's try another flower up here. That's better, I think. I think it needed more than 1 flower, but I think that makes a pretty inside for this card. Like so. That was pretty. You know, it was an odd combination of the crumb cake and the soft suede with the fresh freesia, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I don't even know why I thought of crumb cake. I think I was working with just fresh freesia and white, and then of course the green on the stem, but I just felt like it just, I don't know, I just didn't love it. So I thought it needs something warm, a warmer color to bring out all the pretty purples. So that's what we made with that one. Now, I don't have this card finished, but I do want to show you another technique for masking. I mean, this card is finished, but I do have another technique. I need to cut a piece of paper to show you. Our dog has escaped the TV room with my husband, so Steve's trying to whisper, going, "Brady, come here." Our dog's name is Brady. "Brady, come here, come here, come here." Because Brady has a habit of barking at nothing, and I didn't want him barking while I'm trying to do Facebook Live. So this is what I was hoping to do more of today, and maybe we can do this at a different Facebook Live. I do have a St. Patrick's Day idea for next week, so we won't be doing it next week, but we might be doing it the following week. Now I can't find my sample, of course. Okay, well, I know what I did, so I can show you what I did. So let me get out another stamp. This is what happens when you have multiple projects going on in one day. So we had the bingo projects going on. We were also working, my helper was here, we were working on my celebration project. So we had a lot of stuff going on. That's why I didn't get this completely finished. But I want to show you how to do this. So I'm going to grab a product. This is a product you can buy on Amazon. It's called Masking Magic. It's the Gina K Designs. And the sheets come, they're stampable sheets. You can tell where I did my mask already for my bunny. I'll show you how it works. So I'm gonna take, this time I'm gonna stick with my crumb cake bunny, I think. And as usual, I don't know what happens. I come down here and my iPad starts to lose power, but I got it plugged in, so we're good. So I'm gonna go with the same, this bunny. I might make this bunny a little darker. So let's make this bunny, it doesn't really matter. This is just our mask anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to use this paper, this masking paper, and I'm inking up my bunny. And now I'm gonna go kind of in the middle of this paper and just stamp him. As I said, we're just making the mask. This is only something we're gonna use to mask our real image when we're ready to make our card. So I'm going to just go in when you're making, and he's still kind of wet, so let me grab a piece of flat paper again and just kind of, I guess he wasn't too wet. I'm going to cut out, when you're making a mask, you want to cut really close to the line. Now when we're doing fussy cutting, we want to leave a little space of white. You don't want to do that when you're making a mask. You want to go very, very close to the image, even actually cutting into the line of the image. I don't know if you can see how I'm doing it, but I wanted to use that darker color so you could. And I'm going to go ahead and cut off his little fur at the top of his head, because this is just the mask. So we don't care if that shows or not. I cut this extra off. And, oh shoot, I didn't want to do that. Dang it. Well, I'll show you what I was going to do. I'm so used to cutting off the extra paper when I'm trying to fussy cut, but we're not really fussy cutting in that sense. We're fussy cutting, but we're making a mask, and that's a little bit different than just plain fussy cutting. So I'm going around this guy like this. Okay, so that's that. And what I'm going to do actually is hold on to this piece, because we might come back and use that. Okay, so then I want the bunny to be, and this masking magic has this little, kind of like your labels for your red rubber stamps. It comes off like this, and then I want the bunny to be predominant. So I'm going to put this bunny kind of like right here. And then actually, if I'm going to show you what I really wanted to show you, I'm going to go ahead and ink up some flowers. So if you're like, I don't think I have time to watch all this, you can come back and watch it on replay. And I will post this also on, trying to find my blacking pad. I'll post it on my new video channel on YouTube. So it's Joey Hartman. If you're looking for my video channel on YouTube, it's Joey Hartman. It's not Create with Joey. Okay, so I need to keep track of that guy. Then I'm going to go ahead and ink up these flowers. And I'm going to make another mask. So this is going to be a longer video than I actually intended. But I want to show you this technique. So if you can stay and hang with me, that's great. If you need to run, you can come back. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did. This actually has a die. It might save time to actually grab the die for it. Well, I think I'll just go ahead. I'll try and be fast with this. I'm going to go ahead and trim around here. Masking is something I did. One of those things when I first started stamping, I thought it was a very fun technique, and it is a fun technique. But it's a little putsy, you know. You have to kind of putz around a bit with it, like I'm doing right now. This is Blessings of Home. This is this stamp set. I just love the flowers in this stamp set. I just like the artwork as well. And I think the artwork kind of goes with the bunny artwork. So I'm going to just keep going. This is a little bit harder to cut out than the bunny. A little more tedious. Have any of you started making Easter cards or Easter treats yet? You know what, I'm just gonna cut around this like this so I don't waste any more of my masking paper. Like that, we'll keep that where we can find it. We usually, Steve's family is here, my family's in Colorado. We usually don't actually gather as a family for Easter dinner anymore. So Steve and I go, there's a restaurant close to us called The Venue. It's a very, very nice restaurant, and they have an Easter brunch. So we usually go to Easter brunch at The Venue and go out. Our little nieces and our great nieces and nephews are too little. Well, they do some egg hunts with their grandparents, Steve's brothers and sisters, but they're pretty little yet for a big family egg hunt. Sorry guys, I would have had this cut out. I wasn't planning actually originally. I had the idea for the card, but I really was not going to do this tonight. But we're talking masking, and I want to show you how to do that. And I also have some team members that are very new to stamping, so I want to have a video accessible for them that they're loving learning new techniques. So this will be good for them too, but it's just kind of tedious. Okay, so now my bunny is masked. Now I'm going to, let's see how I want to do this. I am going to pull this off. So you can see there's these splits in the paper that lets you pull off. What am I doing here? Nope, I don't want to do that yet. Well, I'm going to do that in a minute. Got to think this through. Okay, well, we're going to stamp our bunny first. So, yeah. All right. Get my head about it. Get the soft suede out. I'm going to stamp our bunny again, like so. And we'll kind of put him just slightly to the right, like so. Okay, now we're going to take our mask, put this, oops, I got a boo-boo. Oh, I'm going to re-stamp that because I don't want that. Something happened to my inking. Let me put my, no Easter cards yet, Christy? Me either, other than what I just did for my classes. Okay, so we're going to try this again. Okay, like so. Then I'm going to put my mask, this is my mask that I'm putting down, and oops. Yeah, okay, then what we're going to do is take our flowers. I think I'll go ahead, instead of stamping the flowers in black, I didn't really like the way that was looking next to my brown bunny. So I'm going to grab I'm going to clean it really well so I don't get black ink in my brown ink pad, and I'm going to go back to my soft suede, and we're going to ink our flowers. Okay, and then we're going to go right over the top of our mask, and we're going to put this, the bottom of the stem kind of right next to the bunny, because since we're stamping on our mask, it's not going to cover up his face. So we've got there like that, okay? So there's that. Then we're going to, now this might not make sense, but this is what I wanted to show. Let me grab a brush. And I have Balmy Blue ink here somewhere. Yep, Balmy Blue ink. Now I'm going to take this mask again. This is our flower mask. I'm going to get this guy here. Whoops. We're going to cover up our flower as well. And then what we're going to do is, I'm going to make sure that is not wet. So let me grab some paper because I don't want to start brushing on this. Okay, like so. Then we'll take our blue brush and like so. Grab my scrap paper. Tap, tap. Tap on the paper. Now I'm going to do sky. So I'm going to start on my masks and work out. So start there and work out. And it looks like my bunny and flowers are getting blue, but they're really not. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Take this, get that turned around. We don't want that loose, we want that to be stuck down. There's a hair of mine in this mess. Oh, I tell you, there's never a dull moment. It's stuck under my mask. Trying to pull it out here. Okay, there, let's grab that little piece. Of course it would tear, but we can put it back on. Like so. That might not work the best, trying to sponge around it, but well, I won't get too close to it. But we're actually just making a sky here. So I can start on my masks and kind of just go around the outside. Because you need, if we're gonna make a nature scene, we gotta have some sky. So I'm going all around this like so. Okay. And it looks like we got a little cloud there where I made forgot to sponge off. I'm gonna come down here around the flower as well, all the way down to where we would be thinking the grass is, like so. Okay, like so. Now, you probably can't see it too much on the screen. I'm trying to see if you can see it. It's because it's pretty, it gets pretty faded. So I'll try and get it a little bit darker. Like so. Okay, keep going like this, and then we have a background in the sky. Then what I wanted to do was, I'm going to grab my grass. There's grass in this little set. That, and then I'll grab, I think I'll grab Pear Pizzazz. And then we'll put down some grass. Remember, all this is masked, so even though it looks like I'm stamping right on the bunny, I'm really not. And then we'll grass where the flower is. Maybe even some back here. Okay, you get the idea, okay? Like that. Then I'll grab another brush. And then we'll take our pear pizzazz and we'll kind of fill in this grass. So I'm gonna like so. Now this is a new ink pad, so it wants to put down a lot of color in this really soft card, so I don't want, I'm not going to do this too much because I don't want too much color, but just through the grass there. So then we have a sky and we have the grass underneath our bunny. And then if we take the mask off, both masks off, see how our bunny is in front of the flowers? So whatever your focal image is, whatever you want to be the main thing, that's the part you stamp first and then mask, and then everything else you stamp around that. Now, I'm not going to take the time to finish this, but this is how I started it today. I used a gray bunny, and I didn't have time to do all the masking and the shading, but so you get the idea of how to use masking. Now, if you don't have, you know, the masking magic from, as I said, I got this on Amazon. It's a Gina K Designs product. You can do all this with Post-it notes. You would need the larger Post-it notes, and you need them to be sticky all the way through. Make sense? Okay. So there's that idea, but here's the card we made tonight. And here's the sample. My samples and my Happy Easter card. So I know this took a lot longer. I wasn't planning on doing this idea, but we're talking about masking, and I had a question about masking, so I wanted to show how to do that. I'll finish this card and I'll post it on my Create with Joey page, and probably on my Create with Joey Stampers group too. All right, I'm not seeing any comments, so I'm not sure if everyone couldn't stay around for the long video, or I'm just not seeing the comments. So thanks for spending time with me. Thanks for sharing the video. Oh, thanks, Shirley. I appreciate it. I just never know if people aren't commenting, if they're just mesmerized by what's going on, or they're like, I can't watch this long, I gotta go, which is fine. I totally understand all of it, but that's the idea. So I'll finish this one and I'll post it. But thanks so much for spending some time with me here on Wednesday nights at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. I love to have your company, and I appreciate your time. Thanks again. I hope it was helpful. I hope you got some ideas tonight. Take care. Bye-bye.